Hello and welcome to another Poppy Builds video! Yay! Today I thought we would go into Oasis Springs and try to create an underwater haven for a single mum and her two daughters. I've never created like an underwater build before, so for me this was all brand new, trying to figure out how to do the walls, how to do like the pool outside of it to mimic like a water. I got very confused is the response to that, and I wanted to create initially a second floor, but then you can't like have a pool underneath a pool, if that makes sense. And so all of this I'm doing right now eventually became obsolete, because you can create a pool but you can't create a pool on a pool. And then I got sad, so what I decided to do instead was expand the first floor a little bit and just make it more of a tiny home, which was not initially my design, but I do like how this came out and I hope you do too. So it's just a bit more tinier than I anticipated. So to compensate for that, I made the bedrooms a little bit smaller. But I also decided to utilize a lot of the like space above. So instead of creating like a roof or making it landscaping to make it secret, I wanted it to be like very evident that it was a underground home. So instead of like again making the top like landscaping or like a secret bunker, which am I writing that down? Yes, secret bunker, great idea. Just one second as I write that. Yeah, so instead of doing a secret bunker, which I'm definitely gonna now do, I wanted it to be evident that this was an underwater home. And it was so fun. I had never done this before, and I think it came out well. Turned out well. I like it. I eventually did, which you will see too eventually, unless I decide to cut it out, we'll see. I had to literally redo the walls because I could not fit a staircase in here the way I wanted it to be, which you will see eventually. Now, for the aesthetic of this build, I wanted it to be full-size windows down below, so they got maximum light and maximum refraction from the water, and so that's why I went with all of these really nice big full-size, full-length windows. And also why I went with kind of a tile vibe below, because I wanted it to look a little bit different and have really light tones to it, so that also would refract the light. Or reflect the light. It's refracting if it's in water, and then it's reflecting if it's on a surface that is not water, I believe. And so, sadly, when I was making this, this build looks so terrible when you click on the world because of the fences. Honestly, it's because of the fence. So, if you decide to download this build and play with it, you put it on like wherever you decide to, whatever lot you decide to put it in. You're like, wow, damn, that is ugly AF. And yeah, it kinda is. But I like it, who cares? it's pretty ugly in the gallery, but I do like how it turned out like in sim person. I also decided that instead of blocking off the whole entire little water section, to slide in a little ladder so your sim actually can swim in it, which I think is a great idea because Oasis Springs is, you know, the desert. They probably need a pool to cool down. Here is going to be their little entryway, because there is a toddler. I don't know who that random man is, okay? He's not part of the family scene. I don't know who he is. I assume he's a sim from Oasis Springs, except I've also never seen him before. I don't know his name. I don't know his backstory. Do I want him to be friends with this sim family? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he's evil. Who knows? Or maybe she's gonna marry him. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, it is evident that I did cut out me putting in the staircase because, to be frank, whatever you just saw was about a fraction, like 10% of how long I messed about trying to figure out how to put stairs in, because you can't have a ladder with a toddler, but you can have stairs because they can climb them at like level 3. So I wanted to make sure the toddler could leave the home, or at least their parents could carry them out of the home. So no ladder, I had to have stairs instead. Jedi mind, I think it looks fine, and I really kind of like the little gate, the like gatehouse they have to enter into their home. It would be cool to live in here until like a window cracked. You'd have to have like bulletproof, shatterproof glasses. I would not live in this in real life. I'd be very scared. But in The Sims, absolutely love it. Totally practical. Definitely livable. No, I'm just messing around a bit with the kitchen, trying to figure out the layout. I ended up making the kitchen a lot smaller and deciding to do like a little island connected. I don't know what it's called when it's just like a counter space. It's a counter space instead of like an island. And I also changed the size of the table and the color of the chairs, but I did keep this specific chair in the build, which you will see in a second. This whole entire space is going to be very cluttered and very colorful. The mother, I wanted her to be an artist who really liked fabrics, objects, and used them to inspire her. So that was the theme behind, or the concept behind how I designed this home. And I like how it turned out. I think it looks quite nice. And it's just definitely a home of someone that finds inspiration in color, which is me. That's my home. Or at least when I can buy everything I like myself, because I can afford it, that will be my home. Right now it's a little bit kind of grandma-y vibes, my home. So it's kind of awkward, but you know, free is free and I'll take anything that's free. But when I'm filthy rich, I'll have a lot of color in my home. And it won't be underwater, because I'd be too scared. So I also kind of wanted to do just a few blue accents. As you can see, the TV stand is blue, the couch is blue, the oven, fridge are blue, just because I thought that would look nice with the water, with how it would, again, like, in my mind I'm pretending how it would reflect the light, how it would just bring some warmth into the space, and is why I chose that kind of color swatch, whilst also incorporating the concept of color and that being an inspiration. Now here's where I fit in a little easel, so that's where she does most of her work, the mother. I like it. This is my favorite easel. It is from the college pack. I don't remember the name for it. Discover University. There we go. And I love it. I love how tall it is, and I love how it doesn't have paint on it. I love how it's just one stand instead of two stands in the back. I don't paint, FYI, so painters are probably looking at me going like, yeah, they have two stands in the back because it's better. This one stand stuff is crap. I wouldn't know. No, I can't paint. Well, I can paint, but it does not look good. So I don't own an easel. Again, because she is a painter, unlike me, I'm a painter in my mind, not in practice. But this sim is a painter in practice, not in her mind. I wanted to also incorporate the concept of clutter with how she did like the paintings at this home. So these are like pieces of art that she has found over the years. I wish we had so much more variety in the decorations we had, because I really love the square ones, but we're so limited on the square ones or runs with like matching frames. So that kind of It makes me tear up sometimes. But I worked with what we had, and I think this looks good, how it turned out. All black frames, just like a nice color schematic, as in inspiration. And I kind of copied all of that into the children's rooms too, and the parents' room, and the parents' room. No, I was right first for grammar. Then I tried to add this little little green guy, some toddler blocks. I don't know if those are functional there, but that is where I put them. And then they would not let me change the color of them for some reason, so I just kept it there. So as you can see, I really tried to make the home look like someone that just has clutter all the time. And this specific area here is where I just chuck stuff in. I just said, would she like this? Yes, so I put it in. I just think to myself in real life, this would be very hard to vacuum because you would have to pick everything up, and then I would just get sad picking everything up. But maybe these are all objects that are like in progress for current art installations she has, or like inspiration. Who knows? I like how it turned out. I think it looks very cozy, very colorful, very inspiration filled. And I also think this home really, like children would live here. None of these objects are hazards. I played around a little bit on like this wall schematic, trying to figure out what would look nice, because I thought these pieces looked really cool and different, but it took me forever to figure out the colors. So eventually I went with like a yellow type of tone, just because we didn't really have a lot of yellow in here. As you guys can see in the kitchen, I added a counter, not an island. What, like, is it a counter if it sticks out? Is it a peninsula? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have a peninsula in my kitchen. Do you? That was terrible. So again, I'm just adding a bit of clutter into the kitchen because I really just wanted this space to be very, very cluttered, but very cozy. Now, because I didn't add any bar stools because they wouldn't fit, or like they would fit in real life, but they don't fit in The Sims, I decided instead to give this home some of these planners. I love to add these whenever I can, and again, I thought this just broke up the space a little bit, made it from like dining room into kitchen, and allowed for just a little bit more color and artsy vibes in this little tiny underwater home. Yay! And because I had all of this extra counter space, or peninsula space, I'm just kidding, don't come for me, but we can pretend it's peninsula space. That's terrible. I'm the worst. I decided to add those more like paintings, but hey, I'm leaning against the wall. And then I thought initially it would be so cool for the kitchen to be on a platform, but putting it on a platform meant I had to move everything, and I didn't want to, so we just went back to how it was initially, and I think it turned out nicer that way. Now for the bathroom, I decided to expand it just a little bit because I wanted to have a shower bath combo in here, but I also didn't want to block off the full length window. I wanted to still have that light in the bathroom, so I decided to expand it a little bit and put the toilet in that little corner. The bathroom has these like nice gold brass vibes to it. That's the aesthetic of the bathroom. I like it. Thumbs up to me. Now this bedroom is going to be the mum's bedroom. She has the biggest bedroom, and in it I wanted to have these nice purple curtains, which I rarely use this color swatch. I use these curtains in the swatch white and black all the time because I love how long they are, I love how cool they look. So finally I decided, okay, I'm going to use this purple swatch. I like how it looks, and it really just gives me like artsy vibes. I wouldn't have purple curtains personally in my room. I normally go for white. I actually bought some new ones recently because, again, I just moved into a new place. And they are light pink and the cheapest blackout curtains I could find. And I like them. They're not too bad. But I one day would love like gorgeous yellow curtains. One day. That is my goal. But not purple, sadly, like I put in this build. But I did make the dresser yellow, so a little bit of my aesthetic is in here. Just a little. Just a little. Now I thought to myself I didn't want to make this corner here too cluttered, so instead I put a little poof in there and some musical instruments, so maybe that's where she chills or relaxes and plays music. It would be really cool, like if your sim could sit there and play music and then her children could watch. That would be so cute. But I just wanted to keep the bedroom a little bit less, because I definitely could have added like a computer station in there, or a computer station, like a desk or something. But I thought that it would just be a bit nicer to have a very minimal space to just really have the water be the aesthetic of that room. Now here is going to be the child's room, the daughter's room. For her room, I just went with color. That was the aesthetic. And a mum that buys her daughter a lot of random objects. Or a daughter that loves a lot of random objects. Either or. And so again, I'm pulling in just a few blue accents. I liked it, and I thought that dresser looked really vibrant, so that's why I put it in there. Yeah, for some reason I couldn't edit any of the swatches of the kids' toys, so whatever swatch I put down is what it is. And in her room I put in a desk, or computer station, whatever you like to say. I wish you could put other things on these desks, like it'd be really cool if you could have a stationary journal or something, or a stationary crochet station or something, instead of just the desks honestly just being utilized predominantly for the computer. I don't mind it, but I just think it would be nice if you could put other functional skill building objects on it to use that are stationary, that your sim doesn't put away once they're done with it. But not yet. But alas. Alas. So the daughter is also going to be a creative type. She's got her arts and crafts there. She's got a bit of clutter of her own, but her own style still. And I picked the chair that it's like the other style swatch of the dining room chairs. I really like that. I think it added some sense of matchy-matchy, but not really, because the other chairs are purple and that chair is pink. But we can pretend. It can be whatever we want it to be. All I wanted here was just plant vibes, and that's exactly what I did. I liked it. And in her room is where I was inspired to have a bit of art, whereas the mother's room is maybe be a little bit more simplistic than, in retrospect, I would have liked. But I don't mind it. And I like how her room turned out. Again, her mum just finds all these art in pieces and just brings them home, and the daughter's like, okay. Or the daughter goes, I love it. You can play it however you like. In my mind, the daughter is a little bit apprehensive, but still loves whatever her mom brings home for her. Here is going to be the toddler's room. Pretty standard toddler's room, to be honest. Again, for like all of the kids' rooms and stuff, I didn't do... And parents' room. Like, there is no specific swatch colors. I went with color. Color is the vibe of this build, and that's it. And so I put another little, oh gosh, what is it? A mural, like a wall art station? Oh gosh, there's a specific name for it and I'm completely blanking on it. But the kids' room has, both kids' rooms have them, and so does the living room, which I like. So that's the whole entire underwater sanctuary section. Above, I wanted to have a lot of skill building items for the daughter, and eventually the other daughter when she ages up, and also incorporate a bit of gardening. Again, like, I struggled most with decorating this specific space just because it was very barren, very bare. I had no concept of what I wanted it to be in mind. So I definitely, honestly, if you download this build and hate the top of it, please redecorate it. I'm not super satisfied with how the top looks out. It looks very haphazard to me. But I do like the pink lounge chairs. And that green umbrella, love! But I do wish there was a bit more cohesiveness to it. I wanted to initially have lots of algae, and then I decided against that because I put a ladder in so your sim can swim in it. And in my mind, the algae blocked off a lot of the light that they would have downstairs. And so instead I put in a few lily pads, which are from Jungle Adventure. And the last thing I did was add a rubbish bin. And then we can go and tour it. Oh, this is me remembering I did not add a rubbish bin downstairs, so now we can go and tour it. And there is our mother. Hi, bye. This is the gatehouse and entryway downstairs into their main bedroom. So main bedroom into their home. This is the outdoor space with a swing, a gardening section, a jungle gym, and loungewear, and also a ladder to get into their pool. Now, going downstairs. Down the stairs we go. We are first welcomed by the kitchen, living room, and dining room. Filled with color, clutter, and vibrancy, this is clearly a sanctuary for an artist. And I hope you get the vibes from that build, because that is what I was going for. I love this picture wall. There's a specific name for it. Photo gallery. I love it. I think it looks beautiful. This is the toddler's room. A little bit smaller than the other child's room, but nice and cozy still. This is the daughter's room. She has a full big bed. And just loads and loads of art. Love it! Over here we have the bathroom with our brass tones in it. It's kind of skinny, but for how small the house is, I think it's quite a large bathroom, especially for 3 people. There's her little easel workstation, and then over here is the mother's room. Nice and simple to let her mind be calm at night. And that is the whole entire build. This is a single mom's underwater sanctuary, and I hope you liked it. See you soon. Bye!